Hi Virgo, happy early birthday and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-August 2025 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, future energies between you and the main love interest. Then we'll pull oracle cards to help with the bridge and the gap dynamic. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Three of Arrows. So this is Libra energy here. And yeah, it looks like this could just be saying in the past you might have been still in a period of heartbreak, but not necessarily really wanting to look at that and process it. If we look at the artwork there, we could see, well, if we could get that to focus, the person's facial expression. She's like trying to avoid looking at it, and then we see the water in the background, which could represent the stormy emotions there, right? We see the lightning in the background. So yeah, I feel like this is saying that there was an emotional hurt that you guys were experiencing in the past that for whatever reason you were reluctant to look at. Past energy on their side, we have the Page of Swords. So, to me, this represents them wanting to come forward to you and communicate to you, maybe express their feelings toward you as well. If we think of those candles there representing passion, but I feel like there might have been some awareness on their part that you were going through that phase of some kind of heartbreak, so that might have been why they might have held back a little bit somewhat. But at the very least, it looked like they did have the desire to express feelings for you. Present energy on your side, we have the Seven of Arrows. So yeah, so this is Aquarius energy here, and looking at the artwork here, right? If we look at the facial expression on this person as well, right? They don't look all that happy. So this could even represent you now, maybe you're even showing up in the connection, right? But again, it seems like there's still some kind of heartbreak or disappointment that you're carrying with you, right? If we look at the way she's carrying those arrows there, and for whatever reason, there seems to be this reluctance on your part to communicate around what this is. Present energy on their side, we have the Four of Swords. So this is Libra energy here. So yeah, so given that you guys have that Three of Arrows, which is basically the same as the Three of Swords in the past on your side, this could just be, again, because like I said, it seemed like they have an awareness that you went through some kind of heartbreak and that you were still feeling the effects of that. So looking at the artwork here, this almost makes me think of like someone doing like a double dating type of scenario, right? So I feel like this is saying that they seem to have an awareness of the situation that you went through, and I feel like they're trying to ease the situation a little bit. So, maybe they invite you out, but with other friends, right? So you don't necessarily feel pressured like it's a one-to-one dynamic. But I feel like it's ultimately because they might have an awareness of this thing that you've gone through. I don't feel it's directly related to them, but they seem to at least have some awareness of the situation. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Five of Cups. So Scorpio energy here. So yeah, I mean, it seems like this feeling of emotional disappointment, right, it just seems to be persisting. And there still seems to be a reluctance to look at it, right? So yeah, I mean, this is, again, I don't feel like it's directly related to this person, but I feel like this person's in the orbit of it now, right? So, but yeah, it seems like for whatever reason, there's just this resistance on your part to actually look at the situation and express what you're going through. For some of you, of course, it can be directly related to this person, but it seems more like something that's just been in your past that you haven't really put behind you yet. All right, future energy on their side, we have the Fool. So yeah, looking at the artwork here, it could just be saying that, they might take a bit more of a carefree attitude around things. Maybe even say something where they might put their foot in their mouth in some way, right? But I mean, to be fair, it looks like they really were trying to navigate the situation in a careful manner. But in the future, it looks like it could just be saying that maybe they'll they'll stop doing that, or at the very least, something that they say might come across that might trigger you in some way. So that looks like some tricky energy to navigate here. I mean, I do have to say at the time I'm recording this, we're, almost over that Mercury retrograde in Leo, which is your 12th house. So maybe that's part of what's going on here, because that could be a bit of a heavy energy to experience. But bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Four of Cups. So yeah, it looks like there's just this level of emotional disappointment that you guys have, but also at the same time a reluctance to communicate around it, right? So that could be one of those things where the situation could just feel stagnant because until that energy is moved in some way, it's just going to keep lingering and festering and possibly even growing, right? So that's what I see with that. Right? And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Magician. So yeah, so what I'm getting from this could just be saying that ultimately they might get this information out of you in some way eventually. So I feel like with that in mind, that might be something that might make you think, well, if that's going to be the case, right, if they're going to find out what this situation is around anyway, it's better for you to bring it out on your terms, right? So ultimately, I feel like this is saying, yeah, even if you do continue to resist expressing what this is about, eventually they'll get to the root of it. But I feel like with that in mind, that might be an indicator that you should come forward and express what it is first. All right, next we'll see what we get from the Oracle card. So first we'll see what we get from the Messages Love Oracle card deck. I'm just going to give this a few shuffles and then we'll cut the deck and pull a card. All right, take this card. And next we'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle. So I'm just going to give this a few shuffles. Alright, we'll take this card, get this out of the way, and we'll take a look at the Messages of Love card first. Alright, we have Support. Get that to focus. There we go. It says lean on your inner circle during this time. So yeah, maybe that's another way to go about it too, right? Because like I said, it seems like eventually this person will get this information out of you, right? So even if you just for whatever reason just seem to have this heavy reluctance to express what it is, but that could be another way to go as well, right? Because I was saying, well, you might as well bring it up to them first before it comes out. So at least it would come out on your terms versus on theirs. But maybe that's another option as well, right? To at least talk to someone about it, friends, whoever you trust most, because it just seems to just be festering, right? And obviously that's not going to be healthy as far as the energy for this connection. So hopefully that resonated. And from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Fork in the Road. There's the artwork, and the number is 13. See what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love, or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion, or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. So yeah, definitely a pretty strong message there, but ultimately, hopefully that'll help alleviate the pressure that you do have around, like I said, expressing what this is, because it does seem to be heavy, right? It seems to be lingering, right? No matter how hard you try to avoid looking at it. So hope it is something you will be able to express and move forward from there. But hope it resonated with you guys. We're up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.